learned a lot about global perspectives of diversity. I learned about self-awareness of beliefs and cultures and how those connect with the wider world. This provides students with the opportunity to learn about different people with different languages, politics, genders, and cultures.
After reaching the end of this course, I would say having global perspectives on diversity involves being informed about the different walks of life and the different cultures around the world and where your own comes in.
I learned that the global perspectives on diversity is heavily reliant on a personal perspective of diversity.
I've learned that global perspectives of diversity, not always, but are often very similar to our national perspectives on diversity.
I learned that, everyone experiences diversity in a different way in any country.
I learned that the world is a big place with many countries, with minorities and those that are persecuted and treated unfairly.
I learned that global perspectives of diversity has many elements, and having a basic understanding of one's own self, one's own culture, makes it easier to see how much we may relate to other countries if we're open to it.
I learned that every person from different countries, everyone has a different perspective on diversity. Diversity may mean one thing to us, but it means another thing to somewhere else in the world.
It's very important for everybody to understand each other, understand and tolerate each other, regardless of their race, class, education level, and just know that everybody is unique in their own form.
As for what I learned about myself and my own global awareness, I realized that I've been letting stereotypes influence what I thought about certain cultures or certain groups of people, and interviewing my first person really opened my eyes to how all that is just wrong, and you can only really understand a culture by reaching out and taking a chance.
I learned that I had my own assumptions about different countries.
I learned how to understand and work well with the people from the diverse cultures and how to respect diversity.
I also learned that I didn't know anywhere near as much as I thought I did as far as global awareness is concerned.
It taught me that stereotypes are stereotypes, and you cannot bring them with you into these interviews because all they are stereotypes. Most of the time, they're not facts.
I learned that I need to get out of my bubble. I need to experience uncomfortable situations.
I learned to be open-minded and seek understanding of others, and through that I will become a better person. I'll be less judgmental, and I will be able to understand others and people who are not from my culture.
I learned that my culture and where I come from is such a small part of the world.
What I've learned about global awareness is that everyone should be open-minded and ready to listen to other people's opinion and thoughts about issues.
I was stunned by how many similarities my fellow classmates had with our interviewees who can live up to hundreds of thousands of miles away from us.
I have been very enlightened about other cultures, and also I have been open-minded to other cultures and ready to learn more.
The most significant revelation I had during this course was realizing that just like in the US, if a person is not a part of the minority group or the oppressed group, they usually don't even realize that exists, that there are people that are being treated differently than them.
I learned that we shouldn't go off what society teaches us. We shouldn't rely on television. We shouldn't rely on things that society is trying to persuade us to think, because it's totally different. It's a bigger world out there. We have to experience this bigger world.
I learned how to understand different perspectives and how to interact with the people from different cultures, and at the end, I learned how to be open-minded, to listen and don't judge.
In my case, I would say the most significant revelation I had during the course is realizing how heavily your thoughts can be influenced by stereotypes, even if just subconsciously. Interviewing my interviewee was an eye-opening experience, and it made me realize that these stereotypes are largely formed from second-hand experiences, or just plain wrong.
My discovery during this course was that people are willing to talk to me. People are willing to open up if I portray myself as less judgmental.
The most significant discovery was really the fact that there is discrimination going on everywhere in the world. No matter whether you hear a lot about it or not, it's there.
The most significant discovery of this class is learning that we are similar in so many ways. Although there are these differences that are evident when we discuss certain elements of protest and how the government works, I learned that we are very similar in many ways.
The skills I've learned in this class is going to be really essential in my career job. This class has really enlightened my understanding, my perspective, and also educated me a lot. Now I'm less afraid and ready for any challenge and open-minded to travel outside the world, and also ready to learn from other countries and cultures.
In my case, my future career is game design, and the skills and perspectives I've learned from this course will be invaluable because as the games I make reach audiences around the world, it's going to be important to understand and respect how different cultures may see my ideas or what I want to express.
So I think the skills and perspectives I learned in this class, they'll definitely help me to be a lot less afraid, I would say, to travel outside the U.S. because I was very afraid before this class. And I also, will make it my business to not assume things and to disregard the stereotypes that I've been taught through propaganda media, and be open-minded and willing to learn.
The skills and perspectives that I've learned in this course I feel will be very helpful for me in my career. As a social worker, I am expected to maintain a certain level of cultural competence.
Being that my future career as a doctor, being able to communicate others cross-culturally and people who I've never been exposed to, different races, different cultures, being able to understand and be able to communicate with them will be able to make me a better doctor to treat my patients better.
When in my future career, I'm obviously going to be met with people from all over the world, from different cultures, different backgrounds, and I feel like this will help me really communicate with them at a deeper level and get to know them better.
This class taught me that I can teach the kids that are coming up that, just because you come from where you come from doesn't mean that it's going to define you.
This class will help me to communicate more effectively, will help me to be more open-minded to certain conversation, certain dialogue. It will help me to be a better person if it comes a day where I'm interviewing somebody or meeting somebody from a different country who has totally different beliefs.
Diversity opens the door for new opportunities and new ideas. Understanding people with different backgrounds can lead to better problem solving, and it can lead to innovative thinking. It will prepare me for a future workplace.